Do you feel like this will give you any performance gains for outside versus like your old setup where you were on your tri bike or just trying to throw a regular bike on a trainer? Like, what do you feel like this is going to give you a one up in any way?
Dude, I think this is going to be a lot of free speed, and here's why. So,
okay, yeah, you're losing me. So I'm very curious. Like,
here's what I mean.
Bite. All right, welcome back to Bespoke Endurance. Today is episode 28 of Recreational Rider to Racer podcast series, where Josh and I are racers, leveling up on the bike and in life in the midst of busy lives, work, and young families. If that is something that interests you, hit that subscribe button and follow us along on our journey. You will not be disappointed.
Okay. Well, let's talk, before we get into some of the maybe recent trends in cycling, we're going to talk about my new whip that I got. But before getting into that, just wanted to ask you, how's your winter training going? What's your training look like?
I'm falling off the wagon. So this happens to me every year.
Is ChatGPT failing you as a coach right now?
No, every year. I know once my events are done, I lose a lot of motivation.
Yep.
So that last thread of trying to stay active, I always set a yearly mileage goal on Strava.
What's yours this year?
So it's 8,000. It's doable. I hit that last year. So I'm like, I know I can do this. But the last few weeks, just like we've just had a lot of like traveling and disruption to a normal schedule.
Yep.
So once you get out of a normal routine, I feel like it's so hard to get back into it. And I'll be honest, I was doing good in the first half of the year at waking up early and riding. And now I'm like, okay, when I was training, I was like, okay, yeah, I got to get up. I got some tempo work. I got some intervals, or I got an easy Z zone 2 ride. Like I was in this training for racing mindset. Now I'm like, do I want to wake up at 5:30 to just ride for 30 miles on the trainer? And like the answer every morning has been no, I don't. So I've been struggling with that.
Okay.
I've got I got to do 800 miles this month.
Whew.
Yeah. And what's hard is like you got to factor in Christmas.
Yeah.
And we will be traveling for Christmas. I will not have my bike for like 3 or 4 days. So that's like,
yeah, same.
So I'm thinking if I could get like 5 centuries in this month somehow, I think I'll be set. But I'm like, I don't know. Like,
dude, let's do it.
I'm trying some 2-a-days like on the trainer. Like,
just take PTO.
Dude,
just take
night,
a couple of extra PTO days, and your kids, your classes will.
Last night I was like, okay, I need to. I rode for like an hour. Went sledding with the kids because we were off school because it snowed a bunch here.
Yeah, you got to. Oh, that's right.
And then I was like, I'm going to come back and do the next, like, I just need like 30 to 45 minutes. Like, I'll just hit 40 miles.
Yeah.
I get to 14 miles, so I needed 15, and Zwift crashed.
Oh.
So I recovered the ride, and it said I only did 11. So I was like, well, I got to do.
Was this your like part 1 through 3 that you posted on Strava? Got it.
Yeah, that's why.
Ridiculous.
Anytime you see a part 1, part 2, it's like, oh, there's a second ride coming.
Or just never comes, you know?
Also, I feel like we've both been having like mechanical issues when we're outside.
Yeah. Yep.
We had a nice 4-hour ride scheduled a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And
true.
I heard the dreaded psst sound.
That's right.
And I think I had some old sealant in there. It wasn't sealing. So you had to go pick up the car and get me. And I had to wait around for like 40 minutes in the cold. Yeah. And then I realized I had a patch. I plugged it, but.
Yeah, that's true. I came back and you had plugged it, and I was like,
It deflated the next morning anyway, so it didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, tubeless mishap. You've had a mechanical-ish issue this past ride we were on.
Yep, but got to fix. I think it's one of those where you just, for the most part, I really haven't had too many issues this year in terms of just things happening out on the road, flat tires or issues like that. So I feel like I've been pretty lucky this year. I would certainly say my tubeless, going from clinchers to tubeless in the last like year and a half or so, I really haven't had too many issues, which has been great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You lost your light. That took
except
a
for my
dive.
bike light.
You hit a
My bike
pothole
light has
and you're-
taken a dive and realized that I really probably should get a new one because part of it's broken that I didn't realize.
I don't know if people can see it, but for the listeners and maybe for the viewers, your hardware is mounted backwards.
Yeah, you're gonna do me dirty.
Yeah,
I thought that's where you're going. That's fine. Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, Greg,
like,
it is backwards. You know what though? All the way up to this point to where we were riding, and my bike light just shoots out, and it's like, ding, 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 ding.
Well, I love it. Like,
it was pretty funny because you're like, well, that's because your thing's backwards. And
I had no sympathy. I was like, it's because your mount's on backwards. That's why it fell off.
No, you shouldn't have had any sympathy. But
and now your light's broke.
Yeah, well, it still works. It just doesn't necessarily like stay on very well. So problematic, but maybe for Christmas. Maybe for Christmas.
Do what? So our coach Derek, have you seen his setup right now?
No. Oh, he has it on his handlebars.
Well, no.
I was gonna
So
say, I never wanted to do that.
I think he's got his Wahoo, but on a Garmin mount. So he has taped it. So he's got clear packing tape that he's taped it on there. So just tape your light to the. I mean, here's the deal. Listen.
Okay, I'm definitely not.
No, this is the thing. It doesn't matter how it looks because it's the winter.
Well, true.
Right now, I am rocking a tan tire and a regular, and it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody's out.
Nobody is out in the winter
Yeah.
riding, let alone inspecting how it looks. So
Doesn't
it doesn't
make
matter.
you feel good though when you get out in the winter on rides where anything like under 35 degrees? I don't know. You just feel kind of like a little bit of a baller. You're like, yeah, I got out and rode outside today. How was your Zwift ride? So
we did a nice Thanksgiving ride in those temps.
Yeah. It actually felt pretty good.
I have some beef with the winter though. This whole idea of the and this like I realize this whole idea of the winter cafe ride and warming up, that's complete crap. Complete crap.
Who's saying that you warm up from a cafe ride?
I mean, isn't that the point of the cafe ride?
No. This is where, okay, your issue is that you claim that people say it warms you up.
Yes, you go and get a nice cup of coffee and you warm up in the shop. They have a heater turned on and it's nice and warm in there.
No, the only reason I ever do cafe rides is because I know that if I'm going to go out in the cold or even go out for this ride, I'm super pumped about the coffee.
A nice hot cup of coffee. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but not always. Like in the summertime.
So
I
did a ride and we got to the cafe. We had just climbed a hard hill.
Yeah.
And I got there and I get my coffee and I'm like shivering in the shop and I'm trying to peel off the layers to like kind of dry out a little. And then when we went back on the road, it was like a 5-minute straight descent. And so I'm like freezing. And I was like, this whole warming up in the winter is a complete misadvertisement to all cyclists. So I was kind of pissed about it.
I disagree. I think that I usually warm up a couple minutes after the cafe. I'm usually like fine after a few minutes.
Okay.
I don't know about you.
I found myself getting colder.
Yeah. Maybe just because you're sweating and then
I think it's my base layer is not the right wicking material.
Oh, yeah.
Like it just kind of when I get home, it's just very wet.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
see, I don't have that, and I think that's maybe part of it because I just don't ever feel like I get cold, but then it's like.
Do you rock a base layer?
Yeah. Usually.
What is it made out of? If you don't mind me asking, like mine's like this Under Armour.
Yeah, it's like same material. Like
okay, like almost like a dry fit,
yeah.
but I just feel like it's always wet and damp or like cold when I get home. I'm like, oh, this is.
How old is it?
It's like 2 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should look into that.
Maybe I'll get a wool one for Christmas. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
It won't be anyone in my family buying it for me. It'll just be me buying. I'm kind of done asking for most cycling stuff. I just have to go
my
get
Christmas
it myself.
is always. We're gonna get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always Christmas. It's always bike stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some things that's happened in cycling.
Okay.
Before we get into our main discussion, one of the things that if you guys haven't seen it yet, we had a special guest on last podcast, Scott McGill, and now he is riding in Cappy's new team, Modern Adventure Pro Cycling Team.
They are doing their first training camp this month.
Oh, that's right, because he just said December.
So he said December. They're heading.
Yeah.
They're heading down to is it Greenville, South Carolina,
where he said
and they are or North Carolina, and they are meeting as a team and getting their bikes, getting their fits, getting all their gear, and kind of starting to figure out what the season's going to look like.
Okay, so one thing that we got a comment, we had a lot of comments. We appreciate you guys watching that. But one of the things that was interesting was just when he was talking about sponsors, their bike sponsors are Factor, and I thought that was interesting. Somebody had mentioned, like, I'm kind of surprised at that sponsor, just given the fact that, like, Lance and George are sponsored by Ventum.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
The American brand.
Yeah, I don't know how that played out, but I thought I would just assume that would have been Ventum for Hincapie's team.
It makes me, I don't know. I don't want to trash a brand. It just makes me kind of wonder though, like, like on that Lance podcast, they rave about that bike and they're like, it's great and all this, but I'm like, man, I kind of question it a little bit if Hincapie's team is going to go in a different direction. I would have thought that would have been an easy, like when I saw, that was the first thing I thought, oh, Ventum's probably going to sponsor them.
Right.
And then it was Factor. I was like, that is interesting. Like, I don't know if there's something there. I don't know if maybe it worked out better with a financial deal, but that did make me think. I was like, man, they already have a relationship with the owner of Ventum.
Yeah.
They've had him on their show multiple times. That was kind of a puzzler to me. So I agree with that person. I wonder if there's like, they tested it and the bike's just not as fast, or if it was some financial reason.
Yep. We don't know. But if you haven't had a chance, definitely go check that out. It's very exciting though. The World Tour team, second division in cycling. I think it's really exciting to see what the potential is. So, the other thing, and I don't know if you've seen this. So Vanderpool looks like he might be doing an Ironman in the future. Have you seen some of these clips?
I've seen some where he's been like running.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of fast running cyclists that are like sub 6.
Oh yeah.
I'd say that's pretty good. Sub 530. I'd say.
Yes.
And there's a lot of them that can. I mean, Vanderpool. What's he running?
Let me ask you this: he ran a 10K.
Okay.
Guess what his average pace was for the 10K?
I mean, he's pretty athletic. He's got a pretty fit build. I'd say definitely sub 6.
Yeah, 5:25
for 10K.
Yeah. Wow. That's elite.
Yeah.
Guess what his average heart rate was?
No idea.
164 for the total 10K. Now, about a little bit, went up a little bit in the last 2 miles, but average heart rate of 164.
So I wonder,
and he's an elite running pace for 10K. That's a fast 10K.
I wonder if he is because I would think Ironman would be at the end of his career. So I wonder if this is like a cross training thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of runners will hop on the bike to cross train. So I just wonder if this is like a thing for him, or if he's legit thinking like, I'm going to train for something big.
Yeah. One of his training partners, has mentioned, he at least referenced it on one of their social medias. Like, if this gets 100,000 likes, Vanderpool will sign up for an Ironman or something. So, and I think it probably at this point has surpassed that.
I bet his team managers are praying that does not happen, because they're probably like, you're not allowed to do that.
I bet Ironman is praying it does happen. Because
I've been seeing a lot of Wout van Aert training on like cobbles and just training in the woods.
You sent me that video.
Yeah. Just like, it's cool to see like a point of view of the cobbles and like him just kind of cruising along on these little slick tires and in the wet. And I'm like, man, like,
it's gnarly. When you look at it from that point of view, from the first person, you're like, ooh, this looks sketch.
Do you think he'll do Roubaix this year? Do you think that's a hint to it, or do you think this is just a training ride?
Oh, I think he's 100% there. Okay. Yeah. 100%.
Because last year when Tadej released that video of him on the cobbles, like the cycling world went nuts.
Yep.
And I'm like, Wout van Aert at Roubaix, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I
can't remember the last time he was there.
Him versus Vanderpool versus Tadej.
Yeah.
Sign me up. That's a great watch.
I agree.
And other news in cycling. Did you see this? Garrett Thomas is now the Ineos race director.
I did not see this.
Yeah. It's exciting. I mean, he's got his own podcast. Obviously, he retired officially this year in cycling, put a very long career for comparatively to most cyclists, an incredible career. But I was surprised that so quickly became the race director. I was like, man, you just retired and you're already like, hey, I'm right back in this. I'm in it with the thick of the team again. So I thought it was very cool. But
way to be in the race, but not have to do the
Yeah, not have to do all
Not
the
have to train and kill yourself and actually race, but
That's
like
right.
still be a part of it. That is interesting to me.
I wonder if it's also just the love of coaching other young
Yeah.
riders, because obviously he's been a veteran for a long time, but maybe he's just really enjoyed the process of like seeing other young guys be able to take that next step and be able to kind of coach them through, hey, I think this is where we need to go, tactics. I'm sure that's probably just a passion of his.
I wonder if he sought that out or they sought him out. Because Ineos has been doing a lot of like staff. They've kind of been in the grind the last couple years.
Yeah.
Like they've, after the Froome.
Yeah, after Froome left, they've
Well, like they had Froome, then they had Geraint, they had G win, and then
Right.
it was Bernal, and then they just struggled to get a GC guy and to even win races. So they've had a lot of like
Yep.
turnover at the top. So I wonder if this is like, okay, let's go with someone that really knows the program, has been around, that we trust, that the riders would probably trust.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I mean, I don't know what he's like from a director standpoint to be like a tactician, but
Yep.
I think it could be great. He's got so much experience.
Yeah, it's really fun because oftentimes you don't know who the heck these race directors are, and they're all been around forever in the cycling world. But it's like to have somebody who's like, oh, everybody knows Garrett Thomas, so
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Like,
respect him.
yes,
Like he's very well respected, and
Yeah.
it seems like he's super well respected in the peloton. All right, before we go any further, we want to give a huge shout out to RoadID for not only supporting our podcast, but also letting us film right here at their headquarters. If you're a cyclist, runner, or someone who just wants peace of mind while out on the road, RoadID has you covered. Their medical IDs provide crucial info in case of an emergency, and they look great too. Do yourself a favor, check out roadid.com and grab one today. Big thanks to the team at RoadID for their support. This episode is also brought to you by our sponsor, Chris Carville, the bike lawyer. If you are injured in a bicycle accident, Chris is the guy to call. 20 years legal experience and tens of thousands of miles of training and racing. He's not just a legal pro, he's a cyclist who understands what it means to ride and the risks that come with it. Chris helped me out with my insurance claim when I had an accident back in 2020. He was great to work with and made the process smooth and took a ton of burdens off my and my family's shoulders. Representing both Ohio and Kentucky injured cyclists, whether you've been in a crash or just want to know your rights on the road, visit KentuckyBikeLawyer.com. I had a rare Chris Carville sighting the other day on my bike.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was. We went past each other on the at Lunkin. On
Did
the
he
trail.
wave?
It took us both a minute to be like. He was in the kit that I used to wear.
Oh,
The
Yep.
team handmade kit, but he had like long sleeves. He's got like the full kit.
Oh,
And I was like, I know that kid. I was like, Chris. And then that was it. So it was a rare sighting.
Okay.
But it was awesome.
great.
Okay. So let's I want to take a minute. So you have done we've on a couple previous episodes, so we've talked about some equipment and future equipment we want to get.
Yeah.
We've talked but we did a whole thing on comparing bike computers. We've done a whole episode on trainers and indoor setups. And in the last month, you have just made some... Christmas has come early to you, and you've made some massive upgrades in both departments.
That's true.
So which one do you want to get into first, the indoor or the outdoor?
Indoor.
Indoor. Okay. So tell us about your sweet new whip that goes nowhere.
And you know how much it cost me? $1.
$1, Bob.
It's I'll forever love that deal. I sold my tri-bike, as you know, had it on my trainer, was rocking the Garmin Tax trainer for almost, a couple of years.
You sold that too?
Yep.
With as a package?
No, I sold them separately.
Okay.
But I sold my tri-bike for $1,500 exactly. It's a great tri-bike. That thing, brand new bottom bracket, that thing, new chain. That thing was great. I was really sad to see it go, honestly. Just a bike you put so much time and energy into, and you're just like, yeah, I'll miss it. But what I was excited about was, so I got the Zwift Ride in the Wahoo KICKR Core, the combo.
The package.
The package
deal.
So roughly, it was about, somewhere in that like $1,300 range, but with tax and shipping and all that stuff, out the door. I threw in a t-shirt in there too, so whatever, 17 extra bucks. $1,501. And I was like, I literally paid $1 for this thing. And I love it because I got the combo with the Wahoo KICKR Core 2. And that
with
is
the cog.
With the Zwift cog.
Okay.
It's awesome. So the combination of the two, and then I just sold my other trainer for like a couple $100, and I was like, this is great. But
So wait, you also made a few $100 off that? Mm-hmm. So you've come out positive.
I've come out positive.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. You
Yeah.
can buy a ton of stuff now.
Well, I've already spent it.
Oh.
Didn't last long. But I've affectionately nicknamed everything that I love, and I love this so far. I've nicknamed it Taylor Zwift. So that's my lovely nickname for
Taylor
my
Zwift.
my
I like
Zwift my Zwift Ride setup. But honestly, there's really not much to. I love this bike so much already because there's really not anything I don't like about it. Like, okay, so just a couple of things for those. I've always seen this bike, right? Like we've all seen like where you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. You see guys online or gals online and they're rocking it. Like, oh, that looks cool. That's interesting. But when you actually have it, it's really, the first thing is like the setup is incredibly easy. It came really quick. They came within probably about a week or so of me ordering it. And so that was great. The setup was incredible. One of the things that I was really curious about was this comes with Zwift controllers. And so we talked about this as well, just in terms of Zwift racing, and being able to steering and just having the buttons at your fingertips is really cool because then it's so much easier than reaching over with your computer trying to change things or even messing with like a mouse or something like that. If you've got it close to your computer, if you need to I want to decrease my power or something like that. So during like intervals, and it's all so nice that it's right on your Zwift controllers. The steering is really fun. I mean, you can't, they still have guardrails, so you can't like go off the side of the road, but it's cool. I could see I know Mike had mentioned this when he was on, when you're cornering in races in Zwift, I could see the advantage of it because you could pull ahead of guys if you just corner that better than they could. You kind of cut the corner. But I also love the fact that there's not going to be any wear and tear on any of my bikes. This bike is it. This is like, it's going to have, and there's really not that much maintenance. Like the Zwift Cog, it's like, I will, I'll clean it every once in a while, but then outside of that, it's just replacing the chain. That's it though. I mean, this is a pretty, like they kind of built this to be like. Will
you wax that chain? Do you wax it?
No, because I'll put too many miles on it. Okay. I'll just put lube on it.
Okay, so I do have a few questions about it because one thing I've noticed about it is it's got a really funky front end. It just looks like a pole.
Yeah, it's very stable.
Does it? I'm assuming like at the headset, there's no turning.
No.
So like if you stand up on your bike and if you try to stand up and put power, the wheel usually slips unless you've really got it on a good trainer block on carpet or something.
Yeah.
So it doesn't do that. It just is super planted.
It's planted.
Okay.
It feels great. I had always assumed that would have been a little bit more unstable. Probably when you look at it, you're like, I'm curious about that. In terms of like when you're putting power down or you're sprinting or something, it feels great.
How does the shifting, like the electronic virtual shifting, feel compared to? Because I remember Mike had said in a race scenario, it's just you don't have a delay or you don't have to stand up and let power off. You can just keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very smooth. I would say that the shifting is incredibly smooth. There's, I've had I could understand why people really enjoy that, where you're not like, oh, I need to like switch this gear. It's just like you're just clicking it and it just jumps to that next gear. So it's great. The other thing I think is really incredible about this, and this is just to the trainer part of it, is I got a little bit with the KICKR. It's got a 16-pound flywheel, and it was a little heavier than my 10-pound previously, but man, that thing is smooth. It feels incredible.
Is it quiet?
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Okay.
So I think that, and just the acceleration feel, it's great. I really like this new KICKR too. I really enjoy this trainer. I'm like, this is going to be a really good, solid trainer for me as well. But again, I think the biggest appeal for me was like, and it's got a little bit more accuracy, so 2% accuracy as opposed to my 3% before. But I think the biggest thing for me was really just not that wear and tear on your other bikes. Yeah. And so having like a dedicated, like, this is my trainer, because we spend a lot of time on our trainers. For those of us that race, we know it's like you can't always ride outside, especially weekdays where you're trying to get something done before work or even just quick hour, 45 minutes here and there.
Do you feel like this will give you any performance gains for outside versus like your old setup where you were on your tri bike or just trying to throw a regular bike on a trainer? Like, what do you feel like this is going to give you a one up in any way?
Dude, I think this is going to be a lot of free speed, and here's why. So,
okay, yeah, you're losing me. So I'm very curious. Like,
here's what I mean.
Bite.
Here's what I mean. Currently, on my setup for my outdoor bike on my tarmac, I am not stretched out and not in a very aggressive position. I'm in a somewhat aggressive position, but not in a way of I've got a 130 mil stem that we're going to put on in January, and then I'm going to get a bike fit with
But
you.
that's not on there right now. So you've been
Not
rocking.
currently on that right now.
I was going to say that's what, a 100 stem?
Yeah, it's 100. And what I want to do is when I get that bike fit and get stretched out on my road bike outside, that's going to give me a lot of extra free speed, right? When you're at faster speeds, I'm going to be able to produce less watts, or, I'll be working less. And so
carry the same speed for
yes,
less
for less
wattage
watts.
input. Yes. Okay.
And so what I'm excited about is what I want to do with my Zwift indoor setup is I have basically taken a tape measure and gone from the back of my saddle to where my 130 mil stem is or will be on my setup, and I've measured that. And what I'm doing is taking that same measurement and taking it to the back of my Zwift bike and saying do the same thing. But the nice thing is this Zwift, these handlebars, you can adjust it so they have all these letters on it. And what's really cool is it comes with this little Allen wrench that you can just basically adjust your handlebars to go up or down. So if you want to be in a stretched out position, you can. Or if you want to just be in a more comfortable, relaxed position, you can. The thing that will help me be better outside is on my previous setup, on my tri bike, I was always in, in a very aero position, that you would be in a triathlon.
Yeah.
The problem is that doesn't translate over to riding on a road bike,
right,
because you're just in a much more aggressive position on an aero bike than you would be on a road bike. But one of the things that's going to really help me is because I'll be able to match being stretched out on my indoor trainer. Now I will be able to practice that position and feel so comfortable in racing now that I will be able to do that both on my indoor trainer and on my, on my bike outdoors. So having been able to practice that and not just do this for, hey, when I'm outdoors, I'm trying to get into a more aggressive position. I'm trying to hold it for 20, 30 minutes or whatever. And it's like, I'm usually only lasting 10 to 15 and I'm usually sitting up because I'm most comfortable there.
So when you got the trainer, it comes with a measurement card that tells you how to set everything up. So when you followed the, let's call it default or trainer recommendations, how were you close on your current at the front at the headset to what Zwift bike is recommending, or is the Zwift bike by default based on your height more aggressive?
So they have it lettered, and so I'm 5'10", and I'm letter N, so I'm 178 centimeters. And what they, so it's really nice because you can adjust it's really easy. And this is what I think is, I like that they did this because there's no guessing, right? So if this is your height, this is what you should put the letter at. So you can adjust your saddle to that letter, and then you also adjust your handlebars to the same letter as well. Super easy. And I felt very comfortable. Like, this is good. It was not as aggressive as my current road bike setup, but what I'm doing is...
So it was more relaxed.
It was more relaxed, yeah.
Okay.
But not terribly. I mean, It's not super far off. It's just a little more relaxed, which I get, because most people don't want to be in a more aggressive position.
You want to relax on the trainer. That makes sense. So you're going to then change up the numbers and make the headset stretched out more to match that stem that you bought. So you have a 130 millimeter stem you're waiting to put on this bike.
Yep.
Okay.
And those two will match up exactly to where I'll be able to practice indoors what I want to race in outdoors and be in that aggressive position, so that when come race time, hey, I know for a fact I can hold this position, this stretched out position, for a very long time, because I'll be able to practice it, whereas before I couldn't.
Does the trainer have any stack height adjustments?
Yeah.
at the front. So
Yeah.
you could even mess with that some.
Exact. I want to match
And
it up
then
exactly
and
to
then
the same.
figure out if you want to take those spacers out and really slam this here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to do. And that's where I really like this, because I can match up my road bike perfectly without having to take my road bike and put it on the trainer, to where it's like, yeah, if you want to do it, you can still practice that position. It's just having a dedicated bike to match it perfectly and be like, this is just a bike that's just, I don't have to do anything else with it. It just sits there. So
see, I'm going to make the argument, and I think this is to your benefit. So I hear you and I agree with what you're saying because there's been moments where I've raced or been in fast-paced group rides where I'm like, I just wish I was a little bit somehow more aero. Like I feel like if I could have a fit that was a little bit longer and lower, I could be a little bit free speed.
Yep.
I think you're actually going to pick up some watts as well with your bike fitting.
Probably.
And here's what I mean by that. So we had a day where you brought out it was when this was in the shop and you brought your TT bike.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were like, hey, have you ever rode a TT bike? You want to hop on it?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Like I want to try it. And so when I hopped on it, it felt very low, like the saddle. And when you hopped on my tarmac, you were like, I remember you saying, we're about the same height, and your seat feels a little higher.
You're sitting a little higher
than mine.
Yeah.
And I would make the argument that when you get a fit, if your saddle is indeed even a few millimeters low, you're losing actual, not like speed, you're losing watts.
Yep.
Because when you're in a inefficient, when your hips aren't engaging, when you're not getting that power, that full, like proper mechanical rotation, I think you're missing out on watts. Yep. So I would make the argument that this upcoming spring, if you get a fit and you keep practicing with this newer position, you're going to be a weapon.
Well,
on the road.
Yeah. I don't want to say I might go pro, but
here's the most important thing. Has your bike helped you at all, your indoor bike, with your sense of direction?
I don't think the Zwift bike comes with
have you
the
managed
navigation.
to get lost on a Zwift route like you did at Coors in the race? That's the real question that I want to know.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? It does have it has a button on Zwift where it says, do you struggle with navigation? And you click that and you turn it on. It's like erg mode where it keeps you on track.
You turn. Are you sure you want to turn? Are you absolutely sure? Is this your final answer? I don't think you want to turn here.
What I really need, what I need, even out of like Google Maps and even on your phone, is what I really want is like just a passive aggressive voice. Just somebody like, hey, Josh, you missed that turn.
Yep.
I knew it. I knew you were going to miss it. I told you a mile ago you need to turn right here, and you missed the turn. And I think that would really piss me off enough, but I would also love it because I just need that, I need that voice to be like, hey, bro, this is the third turn you've missed here.
See,
what is happening with you?
Not even a voice, just on a head unit. When you've got directions, if you miss the guided turn, it just like says things like, you're a moron, like right turn, idiot. Do another U-turn. Yes. This is your third one today.
Yeah. It's like when you go to those, like when they have those restaurants set up to where they're like, that they're just like, it's kind of the thing. It's like they're going to yell at you. They're going to call you stupid names or ugly or ridiculous.
You want your training regiment to do that.
I would love that. I probably need that, to be honest.
Hang on. So speaking of computers, this is the other upgrade you've also invested in, is you've made the jump from Garmin to Wahoo.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go into this long, but I do want to ask you this because we did a month ago, we did an episode and I made some claims that, man, in my experience, going from the 520 Garmin to the Wahoo Element Bolt, I raved about the Bolt, and it was like, so many things are better. And there were a couple comments on some of our socials that were like, this guy has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. Now, I will give that person the benefit that I was on a very outdated 520.
Sure.
But I still stand by everything I said.
Yeah.
So what I want to know from you is, was I full of crap? Because you were on a newer Garmin Edge.
But now it's
and now you're on the
now
Bolt.
It's discontinued.
Well,
The 540.
Well, either way, like,
Yeah.
was I full of crap, or what do you think of the Wahoo? What's your impression been? Initial takeaways, anything like that? What do you got for us?
Yeah, I saw the comments, and no, you're in fact spot on. And as somebody as a Garmin user for many years, I can attest to the fact that like when I switched to now, I've got the Bolt 3. So with the whole Strava lawsuit potential, all that
we
stuff,
ended.
Yeah, that we ended. You're welcome. By the way, I was really genuinely concerned about the fact that like my Garmin might not upload to Strava anymore. So. But one of the things,
and it got you lost in races.
yeah, and the mapping on it was just absolute shit. Like this is the 540. I will stand by that I'm like, this thing sucks. And so what I love about the Wahoo, and this is where, so a couple things I've noticed already. What I really like about it. So a little bit longer battery life.
Okay.
About 20 hours. A little bit bigger storage, 32 gigabytes of storage compared to what I was on before. What I really like about it so far is the ability to have everything on the app, and I could adjust data screens on the fly. I did that on a ride a couple weeks ago where I needed an extra. I was like, oh, I really want this particular data on this. Just changed it on the...
Get the phone out.
Get the phone out. You cannot currently do that on a Garmin. You can't. I
Not
even double checked.
Not in the middle of a ride.
No.
Not in the middle of a workout.
You can adjust things online or on your app, but you can't do that, or I should say like you cannot change data screens during a ride. You literally have to
during a recorded
stop.
workout.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's really, I was like, first of all, that's frustrating because that would happen at times where I'm like, okay, I need to change this or I want to work this around. But then the other thing I really like about it is just the fact that the interface is very user-friendly and their app is far better than Garmin's. So I love the fact that it was super easy to set up, but I just think the biggest appeal for me was still the mapping. And that I already know because I've done a couple of rides now with it to where I'm doing new routes, and that's usually where I get into trouble. And so even when you map it out on Strava and you syncs, it's like sometimes it'll have turns and it'll be like, oh man, I like somehow this is still off.
It does like a weird like up, back, and back.
And so you're like, what the heck? But so far this mapping has been excellent and way better than my 540 experience. So
I do like the mapping. Now, like I said, my Garmin was really old, but what I've liked about the Wahoo is if you get lost, or not even lost, say you're doing a ride and something happens where, oh man, I have to get home significantly quicker than I thought, but I don't know where I am. Just take me back to the start, and it will just make you a route to get you back to where you started.
Yeah.
And that's usually the quickest way back. I love that. Did your Garmin have?
It had that.
It did have that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did your Garmin have
at that point the mapping was so off that I never trusted
it?
It
didn't,
so.
Yeah, like it didn't matter. Like this actually works though.
Yeah.
Did your Garmin? Did it have data color screens? Have you messed with those yet on the Wahoo? I
yes.
love that.
I really like them. Yeah, it didn't on my 540.
Oh, so
it might on some of the better models of Garmin. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So for those that are Garmin users or that have older units, you can say you're doing like power or speed or heart rate. You've got those normal data screens, but Wahoo offers a color data screen. So it'll display the number, and then depending on whatever zone you go into, the color changes. Mm-hmm. So if your goal is to stay in a certain heart rate, it'll be blue or green or yellow, red or bright red when you're like really killing yourself. I love that for racing.
Yeah.
Because when you're in a race and you do a quick glance at stuff, you're not really registering numbers, but bright colors are like, oh, I'm red. Okay, yeah. I'm holding this for a while now, like, or I'm kind of orange, like I'm tempoing. Like, I love that feature. Yeah. It just it makes the display so much easier to see and recognize what's going on.
Yeah. I agree. I'm very excited about it. I think I'll probably be Team Wahoo forever. But
welcome.
It feels like a good family. The one thing I just want to say for anybody who's considering like a trainer setup, like I really like the Zwift Ride, and it's a great. I just never knew anybody who had one. And so I would say from the first-hand experience so far, man, this thing is great. This is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. I love the controllers. I love the ability to like adjust the handlebars. I think the setup is fantastic. So I'm a big proponent of it, and would love to hear anybody who has one, what you guys think, your experience with it, please let us know in the comments. And we'd love to hear your feedback on that. So.
And there's a lot of deals right now.
Yeah, I'm sure the price has probably dropped for
the KICKR Core is $150 off with the COG.
Ooh.
This past Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I don't think it is. I don't know if it still is. I told my wife, I sent it to her as like this is cool. And then she did, we talked about it and she was like, based off what you've said, you want to focus more on like a fit and upgrading your actual equipment this year. I said, yeah. She's like, you should probably wait till next year for the trainer. And I was like,
yeah.
You're right.
Speaking of gifts, it's almost Christmas.
Yes.
What are the best gifts to give cyclists? What are you asking for?
I asked my parents because they're always looking for stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's so ridiculous to whoever, my parents are like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, what is it?" Like, so I'm asking for the a chain waxing kit, like the Silka. I've seen so many deals on it right now during the holidays, but I want to get into the full on drip waxing.
Yep.
My chain. Like I have like wax in a bottle, but apparently that's supposed to be like supplemental, not like.
Yeah.
So I've been waxing wrong for the last year now, apparently. So I want to get the full on like Silka waxing.
It's great
thing. That's what I asked for.
Yeah. I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's great. If you get it, that's a great.
Yeah.
That's a great gift.
I'm excited to add that to the repertoire.
What do you think people should, for maybe those who are listening to this that don't know what to get cyclists? Like, I mean, if you get the $15 to like under $45 range, like what would be good gifts to get for Christmas for cyclists?
For any, like a generic cyclist or like us, like
anybody.
race focused?
Anybody. Yeah.
So like one thing I asked for from my wife was like some aero socks this year. Like we sent some in our group threads of like, oh, they're on sale. And so I forwarded that on because I was like, these, I have cycling socks, but it'd be cool to try. Like, especially when we had Stephen Bassett on, like he raved about good aero socks. So I'd love to try some aero socks.
Save you, I mean, at speed, 5-8 watts.
That's a lot.
In that.
Yeah. I think those would be really cool.
Yeah.
Winter.
What about like winter stuff? Like,
yeah.
I'm asking for winter. I need some new winter gloves. I feel like mine are okay.
Okay.
But there's some good deals out there.
Yeah. Anything. I think a lot of stuff is. There's some cycling specific stuff that I'm like, you can't really fake that, and the better quality gets you a better item, or I've done Amazon shoe covers and they're terrible. So I'd recommend
like a good quality shoe cover.
Good quality shoe cover that keeps and really insulates.
Yep.
My Amazon, they're more like they're like $20 and they're more like rubber for water. They keep you dry and they keep the wind off, but they don't warm your feet. It's
not keeping it. Yeah. I like my Physique ones.
Yeah.
They're good. They weren't that expensive. I don't remember them being.
I think shoe covers are one. A good, I think a good skull cap.
Oh yeah.
Something that's not super expensive.
Yeah, those are usually like $20-$30.
Not super expensive, but they keep your head really warm. The snood.
I
think those
100%.
are just like, those are things that you don't really find. A skull cap, you're going to find a cloth beanie, and that's not going to work with a helmet.
Right.
And you don't really see a lot of the snoods and other markets outside of cycling. So I think those, like, on days where it's super cold, I put the cap on and pull the snood up over the hat and kind of cover the face.
Yeah.
What I want to get is, and our coach has one of these, the snood with a mouthpiece.
Oh, that would be nice.
Because I don't like stuff over my mouth because I don't like the way it affects my breathing, and it fogs my glasses, and it just tastes bad because I'm usually riding in the morning when I haven't brushed my teeth yet. It smells so like
nice.
He had a mouthpiece, so his nose was covered, his mouth he could breathe, and he wasn't fogging. And I was like, I want one of those.
Ooh,
so I need to know where. I don't know if he bought that or just cut a hole.
I was like, I've never seen those, so that's news to me.
His look, to me, it looked like he cut a hole, but he swears that he bought it with the hole in it. So
sure.
I don't know.
He bought it like that.
What about you? What do you think are some good, like?
I think the Zwift COG. We've talked about that a lot. I think it's like $50.
Yeah.
And that's a good deal. Like, especially for all the winter training that people tend to find themselves doing. And even just outside of that, throughout the year, that's a great upgrade. I mean, that I think is a great winter gift for Christmas. I think the other thing too is kind of fun is Strava. I don't know if you saw this. They just launched their store, and they launched like T-shirts, hats, some stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool. Like those are fun. Like some of those look cool. Like they have Strava T-shirts, and I'm like, I kind of dig it.
So they're trying to really become a brand now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I think it's cool. I think there's other things that from like if you go a little bit higher in the price range where you're kind of in that like maybe $100, maybe a little bit in that, a little above that is like a really good Gillet. Because you've harped on this for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I've become a recent like convert of it, and I freaking love mine so much. And it is such a great thing to have when the temperature drops. You know, for us, it's 6-ish months out of the year where we got fairly cold weather. And that thing is, I wish I would have had that for a long time.
They're legit a
Years
game
ago.
changer.
Yeah.
Because even in really cold, if you don't have a windproof like jacket, if your core is windproof, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, mine's a little thicker, so it's like it's amazing.
Does yours have pockets?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember I gave you one that didn't have pockets.
I immediately was like, I'm gonna get pockets on my whenever I get it.
Have you seen the these are in the ridiculously expensive, the that Spatswear. They had these long thermal bibs with a built-in Gillet.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I was like, that looks that's a weapon.
Great. You're gonna drop some money on
that's
that.
There was like $450. So that was a winter weapon right there.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
I think the one thing that I'm not surprised, but it's kind of frustrating is just tires. You know, when you think about like going through a year in terms of just if you ride it outdoors enough, you're gonna go through, you know, a pair or two of tires maybe throughout it depends on how much you ride, of course, but I think, man, they keep creeping up in price. So like they used to be at one point they were like around $50, and then it's like 60, and it's like now these tires are like $80 a pop, and I'm like,
the ones that we ride
ridiculous.
are like $100+.
Yeah,
you got to find them on a really good deal.
I know. That's where I'm like, my GP 5000. It's like
those are like 100, and the Corsa Pros are like 100.
I know.
Like,
they just keep creeping up, man. So I'm like, it's not the sexiest gift, but it's a great gift because you're like, hey, it saves you from buying it throughout the year. So, but
one I got last year, and it was I still love it. Jess, I picked it out, but she was like, you know, buy yourself a nice set of branded winter bibs.
Oh,
because everything for bibs I had done was from Amazon.
Yep,
and it did not keep me warm in the winter.
Yes.
And I bought some from Lacoste, like their Pro line.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't matter how much I layer on the top. I only wear the bibs and my legs are fine.
Yep.
Like as long as I can keep my feet warm, and I kind of do some hacks for that, but like I've not had any issues in those. Like they feel so good. Yeah,
I agree. I think I bought nice winter bibs not this winter, but like a winter ago, and man, it was incredible the difference that they make. I agree with you, because it's like when you go from like the inexpensive brand to where you're like, man, I'm always cold, to those, you just notice the difference immediately, and you don't feel like you ever are, even in temps of like 25 degrees, you're like, yeah, I still feel fine. And I would say a really good winter jacket too. It's one of those things. You're going to spend some money, but it's not like...
That's why you ask for it at Christmas, though.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to buy multiple winter jackets, you know, because you might ride outside once or twice a week. Maybe you ride a little bit more, but it's like a great winter jacket is also a game changer for me too, because I would always rock those inexpensive Amazon ones, and it's like they just don't do the job, you know. Like
here's the thing though, and you kind of alluded to this in the beginning. We ride a lot inside right now because the weather sucks, but we both get cabin fever.
Yes.
So for me, as long as the roads are dry, not icy, and not salty.
Correct.
I don't want to get all that salt on my components and eat away at my components. So if they're good enough roads, I get at the point where I'm like, I want to get outside.
Yes.
And nothing sucks more than going outside and freezing.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, what do I have to look forward to? Because if you're burned out of putting in miles on the trainer,
coffee, Greg. It's the coffee.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like we go outside because we get tired of training inside.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to just get those easy weekend miles. But if you're freezing and you're like, that's miserable too, then you're just like, oh my God, it just makes the winter suck.
Yeah.
So like mixing it up makes the winter so much better, where it's like, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm hitting my hard intervals. I'm training, I'm getting up early, but now Saturday, I can just get outside for a couple hours. Even though it's cold, I'm layered enough correctly.
Yeah. And about 20 minutes in, you feel fine.
Yeah.
You feel at least comfortable. You're never like super warm, but you're comfortable.
Yes.
So I agree. But we would love to hear from you guys. What are your best gifts that you're either that you can give a cyclist or that you are asking for this Christmas? We'd love to hear them. Drop them in the comments below.
Or a gift that you've received that we've missed, cycling related.
Yeah, there's so many.
What's one that you've been like, ooh, you guys missed this, and this is a game changer as a gift? So
let us know.
That's also good.
All right. Well, hey, before we wrap up, one of the things that's been so fun, we were recording one just beforehand as well, before the podcast, was we've been doing these bike reviews, and I think they've been just a blast to do. So if you guys haven't checked those out and you're interested in just looking at what other people out there who have all these different bikes that they either race or some are they're training with, some are gravel bikes. We're going to be doing some tri bikes here in the near future as well. And we would love to get your guys' bike potentially featured on our channel. We would really encourage you, if you're interested in doing that, A, go check out the playlist that we have for it to see which ones we've done. But then B, if you think you've got a bike that, hey, I love this thing, and this is my race bike that I think deserves more spotlight. We've got a link below. It's a Google Doc, super easy to fill out. We would love to potentially feature race bike on our channel. So
absolutely. And I do want to say on that real quick, like the heart behind doing these reviews is hearing what the people on the bikes are actually thinking of them.
They're honest reviews.
Yes. So many of the marketing stuff out there is someone will just read a spec sheet, or they basically say what they're told by the manufacturer to say. Yep. So these are very honest, what the riders like and dislike, and it's them riding the bikes. It's not you and I hopping on a bike for a couple weeks and us having limited experience on bikes. It's, hey, they've been riding this thing for a couple thousand miles and they've raced it. What do they think of it? Yeah. That's what I love about it, is it's a very honest discussion around the bike.
Yeah. And most people have put in some serious miles into these. Yes. So it's like some of these are 10,000 miles, some of the 20,000 miles. Like, you put some serious miles into these bikes, this bike. Yeah. And you're not just like, oh, this bike's brand new to me. So it's like, okay, but put some miles in it and then give your perspective. It's just like us with our Timax. Like, it's like, yeah, we put some miles on this thing, and I know this bike very well. I know what I love about it. There's not anything I don't love about it. But, if in that regard, where it's like just that element for these, it's been really fun. So check that out, but fill out the Google Doc if you are interested.
Awesome. Yeah. So we want to hear from you. If there's anything that we've left out, please comment below. And as always, hit that subscribe button and follow us along.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Until next time, see ya.